Okay, yeah, today I'm gonna be listing Godzillas that can kill Godzilla 2014 to 2019. I'm not gonna do Godzilla 2021 because that's different. That, like, that's a entirely different, like, power scaling to the other legendary Godzillas. So let's start. First of all, Godzilla Earth, Godzilla in Hell, Heisei Godzilla, Final Wars Godzilla, I know, yes. Showa Godzilla, GMK because he's immortal, technically, and he can never die. Zilla Jr., Cry All You Want, G, or Godzilla 2014 to 2019 fanboys, it's the truth, face it. And I know there are more Godzillas, but Marvel Godzilla, Composite Godzilla, and yeah. So let's start with my reasoning for each one. Godzilla in Hell. It's Godzilla in Hell. He quite literally defeated both hell and heaven. Godzilla. None of the legendary Godzillas have even come to a like an ant worth of that. Like God. And Godzilla Earth, self-explanatory. He's far, far bigger than Godzilla or legendary. He has a shield that will protect him no matter what unless it's destroyed. Frickin' far more powerful beam. His like tail swipe thingy can quite literally cut legendary in half. Next, Heisei Godzilla. Heisei Godzilla is quite literally tens upon tens of times stronger than legendary. Cry all you want about it. I don't give a shit. Next is Final Wars Godzilla. People, like, I honestly believe Final Wars could wreck Godzilla 2021's app, or wreck his shit. But I put him here because one, Final Wars Godzilla is truthfully smarter than Legendary, is far more powerful. And if we're adding in the current, what would be the current Final Wars Godzilla, he would have access to his spiral beam. He didn't just have that from getting his like power up thingy. That power up and that beam would have stayed with him that for that entire time. So yes, that's explaining that. Showa Godzilla defeated planet level threats. Showa King Ghidorah, planetary. God, like, God. I don't get why people think freaking Legendary can wreck Showa, because Jesus Christ. Next is Godzilla GMK. Godzilla GMK is immortal. He can heal from anything. And people treat GMK as in he has like a soul and is his own kaiju. He is not by any, and I mean any means. GMK was formed by the souls of those killed in World War II. Godzilla can't, like, Legendary can't kill souls. And even if he destroys, like, that, if he destroys every bit of GMK, which he can't, the souls will still be there, therefore letting GMK carry on. And will probably just form GMK once more. Zilla Jr. Zilla Jr. is far smarter than Legendary Godzilla. Like, I know that's controversial, but legendary Godzilla isn't as smart as Zilla Jr. And as long as Zilla Jr. keeps his distance and plays it smart, he would wreck Legendary Godzilla. And even if Legendary Godzilla went thermonuclear, which he couldn't do, well, he can't do on command, it wouldn't make a difference. Zilla Jr. would just, after seeing this destruction that One Pulse did, would wait out the timer and let all of Legendary's energy drain. Yeah. And Marvel Godzilla. He fought the Avengers. Four is far, far superior to Legendary Godzilla. Like, what the fuck? Composite Godzilla, I don't know much about, but I do know he would wreck Legendary's shit. People treat Legendary as like a god and king. Legendary is not king. He will never be king, and unless he somehow gets strong enough to be dimension level, he is just weak. Face it. And also, I forgot to mention Ultima. I believe Ultima could wreck Legendary's shit. Like, okay, here's the thing. On a sauropod, the end of their tail, when swung at max speed, could break the sound barrier. Ultima's tail is far longer and could easily do the same, if not thousands of times more. Do you really... Godzilla or Legendary wouldn't survive a hit from that at max range. Like, physically, Ultima is far weaker than Legendary. But one good swing of that tail, Legendary dies instantly. No questions about it. Like, God, I don't get why people keep thinking Legendary is a really powerful person. He isn't. Legendary is one of the weakest Godzillas. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Shin. Legendary dies. Shin wins, no question. And before you fanboys keep saying, oh no, Shin's weak, blah, 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 blah. No, Shin can evolve infinitely. He would just evolve to counter Legendary Godzilla and then just murder him instantly. It's even said that one of Shin's forms in the movie, like one, if he didn't get further, one of his forms would have been a universe. That would be the strongest Godzilla in the history of Godzillas. So by that logic, Shin is one of, if not the strongest Godzilla. So, yeah. And also, a thing with Shin, like, people say he dies when he's exploded and things. No, he doesn't. Shin had to be frozen on a microscopic scale to kill him. If there's even a limb of Shin left, Shin will regenerate. Like, God. And Shin's lasers would penetrate Legendary's skin. It would. And wouldn't cause bleed instantly, but it would take a few milliseconds for it to happen. And if Shin used both his mouth beam and his tail beam together, it would really damage Legendary. If he used his back beams on Legendary would just... No, he would just freaking either die of blood loss, which is very possible for him, or will be knocked back to an extent where Shin can get his other lasers off. And on the topic of that, people give Legendary his burning form. Legendary doesn't have a burning form on command. He doesn't. He needs Mothra for that. And you can go around that saying, I'm putting Mothra in a video. But then that doesn't make sense because you'd have to put the title something versus Godzilla and Mothra. Like, God. I think Shin Creations version of Shin Godzilla versus Legendary Godzilla was the most accurate, like, Legendary Godzilla versus something animation I've ever seen. It's the most accurate thing ever. And shoutouts to Shin Creations for making that video because it's amazing. It's fully amazing. Props to you. You did a good job. Leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. Bye.